No mai, haere mai. Kia ora whanau, ko Ian Tokowinawa. No Canada aho, ko Wanamaker te iwi. I'm Ian Wanamaker alongside Matt Chavez and Bryce Rouse. We are super excited. It is grand finals, NZIHL action coming your way right about now. This is for all the marbles, all you can play for. This is the best on best right now that New Zealand has. What's in store tonight, Matt?
What's in store is, I mean, we were talking about this off air, Bryce. It depends on which Swarm team shows up tonight. They have been up and down, up and down. Even in the last series, you were talking about it was 4-0 the first game. Everything looked pretty much happy-go-lucky for the Swarm. But then 6-2 happened on the other night, and all sorts of things kind of bounced the way of the Admirals to start with. And the Swarm barely got out of there in overtime, and that's why we're here today. And it will depend on which Swarm team comes out of the locker room, because the Stampede have too much playoff experience to just come out and try to wiggle your way through game one. They will be out to take a commanding lead immediately.
Thoughts on that, Bryce?
Yeah, absolutely correct. Saying on the Swarm throughout the season, they have been up and down, but when they have been up, they have looked extremely good. Yeah. Normally it's the Sunday games or the second games of the weekend. They just kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit. I'm not sure if it's something internally or what they're doing, but they need to come, they need to show up, because the Stampede, they took it up a notch against the Dunedin Thunder, and also the Stampede throughout the season. They were a little bit inconsistent, but they took it up a notch, and you know them when it comes to playoff hockey, they're going to be absolutely ready.
That's right, you got that. And before we even continue, the last time the Botany Swarm had hosted a finals, is back when I was playing 2011.
It was.
So it's a little while between that event. Anyway, they have a home final here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, Aotearoa. It is buzzing here at the Hive. It is literally filled up to the brim. Packed house. Matt, again, we have got, that's how the teams got here. But right now, it's all about the finals. What you mentioned about the start, is that the key? Is there other keys to success here for both teams tonight?
Right, so let's start out with the Stampede, because when we saw them 2 weeks ago, the Stampede were ultra consistent in what they were doing. Their positioning, their lanes, everything they could have done formationally absolutely stymied the Thunder in every chance they got, with a few exceptions when you had some rough goals in front and so forth. Nothing you wouldn't expect to see in any hockey game.
Yeah.
But it is a solid effort both Friday and Saturday night. When those teams went out there, it was the Stampede that took control early and often. And because of that, they ended up with a solid, easy, you can never say easy, but a convincing win. Yes. Yeah. So, and I do want to say, we talked a lot about the format in the semifinals, because it was a two-game aggregate. None of that tonight.
So that doesn't apply.
It does not apply. This is a best of three, and if we go Saturday and Sunday and it's split, Monday it is, and we're going to have a full-on game three for the finals here. Okay. You have to win 2 games.
So if you missed that final, like what Matt is saying is that this will potentially come down to a third and deciding game. If after 2 games, full 60 minutes have been played, there will be an extra game on the Monday evening.
And each game during the series can go to a 20-minute overtime golden goal situation if it's required, but it is per game. There is no aggregate. There is nothing related to the prior games other than how many you win, and you got to win 2 games.
And most goals wins, like someone else said on the broadcast. Now,
That's
we're going
right.
to keys of players to watch here, Bryce. So who are we looking at on the Botany Swarm?
So we got Balint Pekozdi. He is Hungarian. He's come over here playing for the Swarm this season. He scored the overtime winner in the semi-finals last weekend against the Admirals with a drop pass from Evan Carroll, another one of the Swarm imports. He's got really good, consistent puck carrying into the offensive zone, and he's a dangerous combination with line mate Evan Carroll, who I just mentioned. They
hooked up quite well in that overtime and all throughout the season like when they have played together during the season. But what about now on the other side? SkyCity Stampede. There's this player here, always at the top of the list, Matt.
Yeah, Colin McIntosh, otherwise known as C-Mac, absolutely consistent. Throughout his series in the semifinals, he had 2 hat tricks, but those hat tricks were not just because he happened to be getting on a breakaway or happened to be in the right spot. He was putting himself in the right positions at the right times, and it paid off. And some sick moves that he had
yeah.
to score. I mean, if you saw it, it was a clinic.
It was.
And C-Mac's one of those guys that you talk about the whole you got to contain him, can't really stop him. But the truth is, it's a high IQ hockey squad over with the Stampede, and C-Mac's on the top of that list. So the Swarm are going to have to be smart about C-Mac and some of their top players in order to neutralize what can be an immediate threat if they get free, if they get positioning, and if they get space. So they can't get caught out on the boards, and because of that, the spacing has to be right, and they can't take a shift off mentally. That's the biggest thing, or the Stampede will make them pay.
That's right, Bryce. And there's some other keys that might work for the Swarm here tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, they got to stay out of the penalty box. The last time they went to the finals, that definitely hurt them. Tidy up their gameplay. They had 7 PKs in the last semi-final game. They've got the larger rink as opposed to the SkyCity Stampede, so they have to use that to their advantage. And we do have a weird bounce off the Zamboni door, so maybe they've been doing a few things about that in training this week. We'll soon find out. But Dalmatel, Carroll, and Pagozzi line working from the first puck drop to try get on the scoring sheet.
Yeah, quite a potent offensive unit, that's for sure. But on the other side, the SkyCity Stampede have got a lot of offensive firepower, Matt.
Yeah, they do. And it's not just firepower generally. They have playoff experience, and that can't be replicated. And you were talking about the Swarm. They've been to the playoffs in the past and so forth, but this team is not as experienced as the Stampede.
Yeah.
And the Stampede understand playoff hockey.
And what it takes to win.
Yeah, and what it takes to win. So we can talk about magic. We can talk about getting the pucks around the horn and getting shots. The bigger thing is Aston Brooks has been playing really well, but he has not been challenged high. And what I mean by that is just shots off the ice. The Thunder went often trying to go 5-hole, try to go low, try to get shots. Brooks was, if there was any spot, it was over his glove hand or slightly over his blocker towards the high stick. And if the Swarm are looking to get out quickly, they want us to take high shots and get Brooks moving. And if they can do that, then they'll be in good shape. If the Stampede set the tone, it's going to be a long night. And it's going to be the Swarm playing catch-up, because you can expect that the Stampede will grind out a couple of goals early.
Yeah, they're a high-octane team, and they play very physical. They have a hard forecheck. There's also lots of experience coming through on both sides. So looking at the Swarm, 9th playoff appearance. 3 years in a row they've made the playoffs, but on the other side, the SkyCity Stampede haven't missed it since 2014. So looking at the all-time record against the Stampede, 7 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws, head-to-head, 1-3 with a draw. That power play, 27%. That's quite high compared to 20% on the other end, and the penalty kill is pretty much dead even, 83 and 84%. Starting goaltenders tonight, Botany, who's in the net for the Swarm, Bryce?
So they've got their trusty Queen Bee, Grace Harrison, played 16 games this season, a 9-6 record, 3.23 goals against average with an 89.7% save. And 1 shutout as well.
And
what about for the Stampede, please, Matt?
Of course, it'll be Aston Brooks. No question about that. We've talked about him already, but I think the key here is Aston Brooks has to be moved in the crease. He is an exceptional goaltender. We saw him with the Ice Blacks. We saw how things go as far as simple shots, lane shots, high visibility shots. You have to move Aston Brooks if you want to get him out of the way.
That's it too, and get bodies in front of him. He's again a high percentage save goaltender, and he'll make those first saves. And often he's really good with controlling where the rebounds go. That's something that the Swarm have done at least a little bit, not entirely, throughout the semifinals. Look at this crowd here, Funnel. We got people all the way around the outside still waiting to get in.
That was queued up all around to the back corner there, Wani.
Yeah, look at that, and great to see the different colored jerseys as well, like dedicated ice hockey fans here in New Zealand with the umbrellas. As Tamaki Makoto putting on a little bit of a rain show for them before they come into this beautiful rink here out at Botany in Auckland. But hey, look, that's what people want to see. They want to see some exciting, awesome hockey, and this is the best right now grand final action.
We call this ice hockey weather because it means you get to go inside to watch some sports, which is the fantastic thing to do. Nobody wants to be out in the rain. Everybody's in here. This building is packed, and that is going to play into this. If Botany can really use the energy of the home crowd that is packed in here,
they just got to be a bit more vocal. Like, it tends to be a little bit quiet at times, so hopefully they can find their voices. I know that they'll be well led by one of the bees, and I don't know if they're wearing the mascot tonight, but Mr. Paul Harrison is definitely hyping up the crowd. I think that there will be some people doing that for the Stampede on the other side of us.
There is one more point on that. You do not want to overhype as the home team to start with. You can't go in the box against the Stampede. The Stampede are too good at the power play to be giving up any penalties just because you're mentally not in the game.
Oh, yeah. They're both equally throughout the season, Matt. I don't mean to cut you off, but around that 25% mark for both teams. 25% for the Swarm, 24.89 for the Stampede in the regular season. That may not mean much. However, special teams is always critical when you get down to finals, and discipline. You got to stay disciplined, stay out of the penalty box. Admirals ran into a lot of trouble with that. They gave the Swarm a lot of opportunities. And like you said, they know how to move the puck around and have got some weapons that they can use. So we got both teams lining up on the faceoffs. We're going to be cutting to the national anthem here, performed by Jared Brown. So those people that are able to hear live, standing if they can, removing any caps. But if you're watching at home, we'll listen to the anthem. And over to you, Jared Brown. Tino Pye, Jared Brown, many thanks for that wonderful rendition of New Zealand's national anthem sung in Te Reo Māori, and also the second half in English. We are getting underway. You can start to feel it building up here, guys. It is exciting. It is worthwhile. This is what we all are looking forward to. Grand final time, NZIHL action. SkyCity Stampede playing away from home for once against the Botany Swarm, the hometown team. What do you got here tonight, guys? Any thoughts? I know you don't like making predictions. That's me, but I know Bryce's prediction. If you guys are into that, you're more than welcome to take that now.
I think the Swarm are going to absolutely come out of the blocks hot as hell. Obviously, the Stampede are going to try probably just play a little bit of a neutral game, nothing too much. I think the first 5 minutes is really going to get a good feel of how these two teams are going to approach this game again. What do you think, Matt?
There's three teams on the ice. I'm even wearing my team stripes little pin from Worlds just because they are that important. Both teams are going to have to feel out how much is okay with the men in stripes, because again, that special teams situation, there's no messing around. Both teams can score on the power play. But I think most importantly, it's critical to know where the limit is, and they're going to have to figure that out quickly.
You got that, and let's get underway as the starting lineups are getting out onto the rink right now. So for the SkyCity Stampede, on the back end, you got Lachlan Freer, their captain, out on the back right-hand side. On his left side, looks like they might be starting, let's double check that, I believe it's 68. And then up front, we got his brother, Lockie Freer. Ross taking the draw with McIntosh to his left. Carroll lining up in the draw. Kotsky and Andre Kozak and the Stampede win the face-off. Starting this game, we are underway. NZIHL action. Early hit in the corner. Stampede putting the pressure on now. Puck comes up to Kotsky, gives it onto the boards. Spear, early chance, takes a shot. Save there. Blockered away by Harrison, making the first save of the contest. McIntosh curling in the middle. Takes a shot high off the glass. Stampede, gets rocked there by Perkosny onto Lockie Freer. Both teams looking to start some early physical pressure. Pass in the middle. One-time shot on already. Another save by Harrison.
You can tell the Swarm playing very physical to start this game, Ian.
Yeah, they're a little bit on their heels there as the Stampede coming out hot. That first minute all in Botany Swarm zone. And the Stampede going behind the net, and they regroup. That's Devin Ross up the wall. Now it goes up to Wimmer. Wimmer passes to Dalmatel. He gets a step. Just a little too hard to handle. That's Ross. Up the middle, Soffer gives it to McRae. Has it taken away from him. Soffer's on it again first. Simon tries to clear around the boards, but met by McRae there. Puck's bouncing, kind of comes to the middle. Capitalized here a little bit by the Stampede, but that's blocked away by Dalmatel as he dives to get that out of the zone.
Really good early pressure to start this game from the SkyCity Stampede.
McRae's dump-in attempt is off a shin pad. That goes in the corner. Wimmer collects it, sends it off the boards. And that may not be ice, and it looked like it was touched up by the SkyCity Stampede. That was Amston. Stampede bringing up the boards here. Burns puts it off the wall. Just a bit of a soft chip. Marches on that. Has his stick lifted. Risky Jones takes a shot, but gets impeded on the way through. Still looking good, though. Stampede keep it inside the zone. Thunderous hit there as Andy Hay steps up with a nice body check.
That was a huge hit there from Andy Hay on Ollie Rusky Jones.
Players battle in the corner. Andy Hay, he gets it, passes it up to Janssen. Janssen does a little bit of sauce pass up past the defender. But at that back end, tied it up nicely by Cameron True. Very experienced defender. As Jet McCollum puts a backhand pass in low. Pressure on to March. Stampede looking to cycle it around, and then that doesn't reach McCollum. Stampede forced to go back.
Swarm need to get some possession here, start moving the puck around and try to get a good feel of the ice out there.
It's been Stampede possession. Nice move here as Ross dangles through. Carroll, who's playing in a defensive role there for a moment. Shot there by Lockie Freer, bouncing puck, but goes wide. Kozak gets hit by McIntosh. And Remy Sandoy skates the other way. His pass is a nice sauce, but a little bit too high above the stick, and that's going to be our first icing call and one of the first whistles of the game, Matt.
Yeah, second one. So there's two Rosses out there. If you haven't seen Davis Ross coming in recently, brother of Nolan. Yeah. So there are two on the ice. But I'm not really I'm seeing more of confusion of the Swarm not picking up the F2 coming through the middle. Whoever's taking the puck across the blue line, they've got to make a decision on it.
Shot there. What another save. Grace is out of the net. Passes in front. What a scrambling save by Grace Harrison. Puck is still somewhere. And she's diving on it. Doesn't have control of it. Stampede trying to shoot on the open net. And they do, and they score. That is Freer from the point, getting a goal as Harrison was well out of the net. That's 1-0 SkyCity Stampede.
A huge scramble there in front of the netty, and Lockie Freer actually had a good chance on the backhand, but he couldn't put it home. And then his brother finally did moments later. Big scramble here. And then at the last second, Pecosdi coming over here for the block, but just overshot it a touch.
That pass went off the side of the net, too, when you get a shot on replay. Nolan Ross here banks it off the side of the net, and then it comes in front right to a streaking Freer. That's Mitchell, and he comes in and he just buries it.
It's a very good start here for the SkyCity Stampede, and the Swarm looking a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
That is true. They are definitely feeling that pressure. Maybe a little bit of that youth and inexperience and the jitters of the nerves. Maybe they need to get through a couple of their first shifts here and settle down, because it's only one goal. I know that can win a game and win a championship, so more to play for here. Lots of time left. That's Ross. He gets tripped up as he gains the zone. Gives it over to Soffer, number 82. He drops that down low, but has it taken away. Wimmer with it. Puts it up the boards. Gives it up to the I was going to say Honey Badger, excuse me, Marcus McDonald. He chips it down low. On that now is Fontaine. Just can't hold it. Hay on the back end. Over to Kyle March. This guy said he's going for a change. Botany has a chance to move the puck up, and they do. And down Mattel likes to dump it in. You said possession. That's key right now, and that's been given away by the Swarm, and they give it right back to the Stampede, who have it at center. That's Devlin. Dylan Devlin. Backhand drop pass to that's Campbell, 37. Looks a lot like Rusky Jones. Both of them very tall humans.
Yeah, Axel Rusky Jones actually ruled out of today's game, as is the captain for the Botany Swarm, Michael Atwell, due to injuries.
Okay, there we are. Great updates. And the play continues. We have 15 minutes, 23 seconds in the first period. Stretch pass here. Again, couldn't hold on to it, was Devlin. Threw her nicely, calmly gets through. Can't beat his third man, and that's McCog. He comes in on the back end. Trying to go in the middle, but Carroll reads that well. Drops it to Pecosna. He comes right up the middle. Back to Carroll. This duo is one to watch. Pass by Carroll gets read nicely there on the defensive end. That's Jet McCollum, hailing from the U.S., playing down here in New Zealand. Really loving it, Jet McCollum. Streaking ahead is Ross. He's got Remy in a bit of a dishwasher move.
Oh, that's on
Had
the
him
post.
spinning. That's off the goalpost. What a save by Grace initially. I think she got a piece, but the post was there. Stampede pressing again. What a play by McIntosh. Gets through everyone, and Grace does not have her stick. And she's trying to pick it up momentarily. But McIntosh still has it. He sends it all the way around. Stampede holding the ozone quite well, but now Kozak gets possession. He will come through neutral. Up to Carroll. A 2-on-4. That hits his own man in front. And True hammers that up the boards and just chipped away by Lockie Freer. Not quite out of the zone. Kept in by Wimmer. Chance for the Swarm. McDonald behind the net. So looking to pass. Takes a shot from behind the net. Not a good angle. Two Swarm players on the one. Stampede man, they come away. McDonald curls towards the point. Sends it low to Kozak. Kozak curls away. Passes it in front, goes up to the point. That's Simon. Over to Dalmatel. Left-hand shot and a save by Brooks. And that's chipped up off the mesh. That may go for delay of game if that is off the meshing. We'll check to see if that's been deflected or not. They will converse over this one, Matt. We shall see what comes out of it.
Yeah, the question's going to be whether it gets over that one wooden post there, because the low glass, it has to be the same as that. Oh, here we have the replay for that scramble. That was Harrison just diving at that puck and putting herself out of position. She did it twice in that sequence.
Yeah.
But it was a very, it was chaotic for sure, and you have to give everything you can. The thing I'm noticing, though, is that every time the Swarm come in on a change, they're basically going for a change, and they're not getting man advantages going over the blue line so far. They're just trying to be conservative.
Got to be a
and
bit
make
sharper,
the changes.
a bit quicker with the changes, because again, that's such a critical point in this game, is how you manage the bench, especially with that first and third period, as you have a bit of an advantage that will go for offside. So yeah, just going back to that replay that we saw earlier, when Grace got kind of put out of the net, it looked like she tried to get back up but stepped on her own stick, and then that caused her to lose another half second going down again, not able to get back. And in that half second, Mitchell Freer is able to come in and step in and hit it home.
You have to be able to rely on your defenders. You can't, as a goaltender, take a dive behind the net and think that that's going to be a high percentage play.
So Reed Cole tries to get it up to his man. It goes to Hopkinson. They're going to regroup to Kyle March. Puts it off the boards. Again, not to the man. So they're going to look to make sure the passes go to the tape. Hopkinson has it now. Again, off McCarg, number 25. That's Max. And Ross. This is Davis Ross. Over to Freer. This is Mitchell Freer. Off the boards. Good passing play by the Stampede. They gain the zone. Here comes McCarg on the backhand. Takes a shot and scores. What a beauty. Backhand right upstairs. Catching Harrison. And it is quickly 2-0 Sky City Stampede. There you have it.
Good little link-up play. He passed to the blue line and then just found Max McCarg with a bit of speed. He gains his own, beats 2 Swarm defensemen, and then puts it on the backhand and just roofed it.
Yeah, it's a great targeted shot here, but you have to move the goaltender and make her think that it's coming across the crease. She's out in a good position here, but once that gets moved there,
it's underneath.
It's underneath, yeah.
Oh, what a placement. So Botany Swarm under it early, down 2 goals here in the NZIHL BIRGEL Cup. Oh, shot there, almost a replica of what we saw before, as Fontaine had a nice backhand, but saved by the shoulder of Brooks, and quickly the other way by the Stampede.
Yeah, it was a good chance there for Fontaine.
SkyCity Stampede goal scored by number 25.
Definitely got a bit of pace.
Burns sends it down low to McIntosh. Uses his body so well to shield the puck. Does manage to get it back. Looking to center, but he's quickly met. Botany Swarm wise to put 2 players on Colin McIntosh. Ever dangerous. The puck does seem to find him. Here's Harrison. That's Carter Harrison sending it down low. McIntosh. Puck on a string. Up the middle with a one-time shot by McCallum. Forcing Grace Harrison to make another save. Putting the puck, rebounding up into the mesh. We get a stop.
Yeah, the danger man, McIntosh, able to get that pass to McCallum, who was just gaining the blue line. And that was almost their 3rd goal of the evening too, Wani.
Very early. Yeah, 11 minutes 30.
Here's the replay of the second one. We'll go back to live action.
Swarm win the face-off. They try to get it out of the zone, and they have it with Hopkinson. Backhand sauce pass. Misses Johnson. He chases it down. Pressures McCollum. He does well. Moves it up the boards past his defensive partner. And McCrae gets filled in by Cole. Kind of waited a little bit too long to make that pass, and he got hit hard. Simon, right up the middle. Gets stick checked by McCrae. Soffer steps right up, and Wimmer reverse hits him, sends him down. First thing that the crowd has really cheered about tonight so far for the Swarm.
That was a great reverse hit there by Leonard Wimmer, right in front of his bench as well.
That could go for icing. No, it doesn't, as the player there, 36, Logan Campbell, beats out the icing. That long, lanky stride makes it there first, showing they are hungry for the puck to Stampede, and why not? They are all over it right now. 2-0 if you have just joined us. This is the grand final of the NZIHL between the Botany Swarm and the SkyCity Stampede. Carroll with a shot, rings off the iron. That just doesn't go through, and that had Brooks beat. He was looking behind him. Wasn't much on that shot, Matt, but that seemed to fool Brooks a little bit.
It hit
behind him.
It beat him, and it hit 2 posts before it came out. It was close as it could be, as that could possibly be.
So we'll keep an eye on these saves. They are often, these are the game savers, game breakers, whatever you want to call them, man. And that is an icing charge to the Sky City Stampede. Take a moment to catch my breath. We're almost at the halfway point of the first period.
Yeah, the Sky City Stampede definitely the team with the more momentum at the moment, but the Swarm are getting their scoring chances and they are looking dangerous. They are actually quite lucky not to have a couple earlier here as well.
So that face-off was won by the Swarm, but it was put forward by Dalmatau. But then the Stampede were able to capitalize. But Thuler, he brings it and sends it right back down. You see how quickly this game can change. Not just possession, but how quick it goes from end to end. The Botany Swarm having trouble holding onto that puck. The Stampede didn't realize they're making a change. Thuler does it again, sends this cross-ice dump, looking to get Dalmatau onto it first, but he's not there. And Marcus McDonald, he does well with a 1-on-2 forecheck. Freer goes down as he makes that pass. And McIntosh has the puck on the wall, saucers up the middle. Dalmatau reads it well, hits off his skate, but the Stampede bring it the other way. Draw pass to Freer, wrist shot, blockered away by Harrison. Gets another shot and blockered away by Harrison. 2 quick shots, both blockered away, and Stampede still holding on the puck. Burns sends it down. Simon trying to clear it. That's a bit of a soft clear, and as Amston steps up, he gets hit by Simon. They both go down. Good stick play there by McIntosh. Gives it in the middle to Ross. That's Nolan Ross, one of the high-scoring players of this NZIHL. And McIntosh trying to deke around his man. He does, but then again, Swarm putting 2 men on him. Harrison with a hit there. Swarm bring it the other way. That's McDonald. He dumps it in. Takes a hit from Burns. And again, SkyCity Stampede receive the puck from the Swarm and then break it out nice and smooth. Make a change.
Yeah, there was a little slash there from Marcus McDonald on Callum Burns just before that was a little bit unseen, but McDonald's getting right up in the action here this evening.
Yeah, he took that hit, or he gave a hit as Hay got hit right into the boards by Connor Harrison. Looked quite dangerous. He's laboring. He looks a little bit wobbly there. He's still getting up to his feet. Back in the play is Andrew Hay.
Well, I think if we were talking earlier about the refereeing as being a feel-out process, I think we can now say the whistles are going to be few and far in between.
Yeah, they're not going to be calling much so far. Oh, wait, I say that? You
yeah,
just
funny
about
that.
say that, and the hand is up for a call. 2 minutes, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
Wow, he busted out the Cowboys on the hips. That is unusual. Either that someone said something. We shall see what the he's given it to the Botany Swarm will be penalized here.
Yeah, I think that
Maybe
comes
someone
from
didn't like the call.
Yeah, the frustration about the collision in the back corner there, I think is what called the teapot, the double teapot from the referee there.
So would that be
it's Andrew Hay going to the box?
Yep.
Would that be maybe against one of the coaches or someone who's
It could have been a bench.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It could be a bench minor.
Okay.
The referee did have the hand up as Andrew Hay went to the bench, but it looks like he will be serving the 2-minute unsportsmanlike misconduct penalty, sending the SkyCity Stampede to a power play, the first one of this game. And they are not connecting there, so Dalmatau gets a chance to clear it, and he does. And forcing Davis Ross to go back. He passes it up to his brother, and they streak in. McIntosh on that wing, up to McRae. McRae, one-time pass and shot and a goal. Tic-tac-toe, beautiful. Jet McCullum converts that passing play. We got a 3-0 hockey game.
Yeah, great pass there from Mike McRae to find Jet McCullum wide open down the right-hand side. And he makes no mistake putting it home. Didn't get everything on it, but the accuracy was there.
Yeah,
and that's all it took.
Yeah, I see a personnel problem there. You had 3 guys drop back and play away from the puck. If you have that type of it's unusual enough to see a 1-3 if you're coming out of a diamond, everybody backing off. But everybody backed off the lane as well for passing it. And that you're not going to see an easier goal tonight scored there.
Oh, easy, but they made that look easy, Matt. That was a phenomenal passing play. But again, capitalizing on an opportunity given to them with the Botany Swarm taking what looked like a bench minor penalty and instantly penalized, and they are down 3-0. Carroll looking the other way. He tries a pass, but goes through the middle, right through in front of the Brooks crease. Chance here for Pekosny. Settled it, but then missed the net wildly. Going to have to hit the net if they want to have shots that will go in. I know that sounds real obvious, but when you're under a lot of pressure like they are now, they need to score. That's Kozak. Down in the corner, passes up top to Simon. Simon whips it around to Wimmer. Wimmer, wrist shot there from the point, takes an awkward bounce, almost redeflected by his own man, McIntosh.
Yeah. Just quickly on that bench minor before Wani, that's something you just can't be giving away in a BIRGEL Cup final. You're down 2. If there's something that you don't like, you've got to get your captain to go talk to the refs after the period and say, hey, what's happened there? And then get the calling from that. You can't be dishing out words to the referee in a final.
No, I know coaches want to. There's a nice cut in towards the net there by Marcus McDonald. It's a Swarm win that draw. You're right, you need to be composed, and those are the leaders that are the ones that are leading, not on the ice, but behind the bench, and they have a lot of sway and say It's unfortunate, especially with the captain of Michael Atwell going down, and I think that Andrew Hay may have assumed the captaincy for this game. We'll double check. Swarm win the draw. That's back to Sandoy. He sends it low to McDonald. Using the outside right now, the Swarm. Sandoy with a shot that's hit by a shin pad, or blocked by a shin pad, and the Swarm keep it in. Showing a bit more fight back now are the Swarm. Since they've been stung by 3 goals early in this game, and we're not even under, what do we have left? 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in this game 1 of the NZIHL finals here in New Zealand. Shot by Fontaine, blocked away by Burns, and it was a deflection into the net.
So one of the things I'm seeing, guys, when the Swarm come into the zone, the Stampede are taking their time, but they're also playing like they're just above the dots. The forwards are just above the dots. They are daring the Swarm to take long shots, and so far they're falling into that trap. They've been trying to make something happen from distance. They really need to start cutting in to get at the goal.
Oh, you're right, and they got to get pressure and eyes in front of Brooks because he's steering that puck away into the corner, and then they are breaking out with a bit of ease. And again, the Swarm elect to dump and chase, and then not really allowing getting that chase to happen, and the Stampede are getting out of the zone relatively easy. Shot there from outside by McCollum, testing Grace Harrison as she closes that one with the glove.
Yeah, good play there from McCullum. Just get something on net, get the whistle, get the face-off down in the zone.
So just a nice wrist shot from outside, but it's getting a face-off in the opposite team's defensive zone. And quite a different lineup here as Salford takes the draw, but he puts it in the middle, right to Reed, and the Swarm come back the other way. Good stick check by True, and then the Stampede come the other way. A lot of repeating here, guys. The Swarm go down, and then it's instantly brought back the other way. Shot here in front. Another chance by the Stampede, just missed wide. McRae had an open net.
Luke Simon got a little fist to the face there from McRae as well.
I mean, they got a battle for that front net positioning, but that was really close. Could have been 4 here already in period 1. Botany Swarm electing to be probably the opposite of where they want, but they are defensively right behind the net, looking to set up their breakout. Carroll brings it up, drops back to Simon. Simon gives it up into the middle. Kozak, and they drop pass. Looked like that was just offside, not by much.
Yeah, that was you could kind of see the guy skating along with the kind of the pump action, and he was just offside when that happened. It was a close call, that's for sure.
Definitely hard calls to make with the very faint blue lines in the building.
Hey, they're well trained. They have good positioning. Carroll takes it away, takes a quick shot, and Brooks had to be sharp and steer that one away. Does have very quick hands and will shoot from all sorts of angles. That's 22 for the Swarm. Carroll. Now the other way is Nolan Ross. Again, he gets dispossessed of the puck there with Swarm just hounding him, but no call. Freer sends it up off the boards. Ross with a wrist shot. Wicked one off the glass and hits the net.
That had some sauce on it, wasn't it?
That was some lethal wrist shot action there.
Yeah, laser coming in. I really want to start to see if the Swarm are going to get back in this. I think it has to start from the back. Right now, they're having a hard time getting into the neutral third of the ice with a clear and clean pass and a clear lane. Right now, they're getting jumped ahead by the Stampede by getting into those lanes. And the problem is that you're seeing a lot of Swarm players next to one another. We can't be seeing that if you're going to break out and actually get some speed into your offensive zone.
Quick face-off win and a shot there by Lockie Freer. Trying to capitalize by Colin McIntosh, winning that draw over to him into that right-hand side. Getting a bit of a shot, but not all of it on it. And Harrison is able to make that save. Now we repeat the process and drop the puck again. This time the Swarm win the puck. And they keep it in though, the Stampede. In the middle, Ross cuts in, wrist shot, and a goal! 4-0 Sky City Stampede, demonstrating how potent they are with the offense attack.
They are absolutely lethal at the moment, Wani. 4 goals already in the opening period. They are all over the Swarm at the moment. The Swarm just don't seem to have an answer.
They are absolutely shell-shocked. Got to wonder here if they're going to be taking timeouts. What a shot, too. Gets all of that one.
Yeah, so the biggest thing here is that Lachlan Freer runs in front. We'll see it after on the replay there, but Lachlan Freer gets everybody's attention, draws a double team, and allows for an easy straight shot, beating Harrison High.
Gotta wonder now, what is it gonna take to wake the Swarm up a little bit here? They have certainly an awful lot going against them with a score of 4-0 in the first period here, guys. I know the game isn't over, but that is a big mountain to climb, and they're putting themselves offside already. They got to get things going, that is for sure. Maybe a chance for Hopkinson. Takes a wrist shot here, saved by Brooks. And again,
we're already in a situation where the Stampede can sit here and allow for shots just like that one, because Brooks is not going to give up a high percentage of it. You'd have to have 120 of those shots to get 4 goals out of that from that distance.
Yep. And Brooks is dialed in too. I mean, he's only he's faced 7 shots. Harrison 10, and 4 of them have gone in. So Carroll in the middle, and that is sticked away. Poke check by Soffer. They have a chance here out of the Stampede, and that is just offside.
Yeah, lucky break there for the Swarm as the Stampede just came in offside on the turnover.
Yep, you know, Brooks has given up a couple of these rebounds. This is where the Swarm need to figure things out, because if they shoot high on Brooks, you will get those types of spills, and they have to make it something out of them. If they don't have anybody there to do it, they're not going to score that way.
No, absolutely, that's right. And they got to drive. They have to have those wingers that are driving that other side post. That might have been offside, possibly, but again, live action, you cannot always tell. We're in a high vantage point. We might see this. Soffer now. Saucer pass all the way to a streaking McCollum. He's got speed. 2-on-1 here. Shot. Ooh, that goes just wide.
Actually had McRae go in the back post there. Not sure if he knew about him or not.
Yeah, maybe didn't hear him or not. Didn't see him in the end. The SkyCity Stampede generating all sorts of offensive chance after their defense is holding. Shot here, and that is somehow blocked. I don't know if Brooks got a piece of that or not. Thuler took a nice snapshot. Stampede beating out the icing again. Such hunger for the puck. These guys are absolutely all over it. They're allowing themselves to ice the puck, and they're getting it first. That is showing a lot of dominance if the Swarm aren't able to get there first. Now Carroll, what can he do? He drop passes to Sandoy. Sandoy shot from the point again. High percentage save likeliness there, Matt, when you're shooting from that far out.
It's the same thing. So if you're shooting from the point, then Brooks is going to have no problem holding on to it and not spill a rebound. You have to actually get something in on that dot like they did before, where he isn't going to be able to grab it with his glove and then make something of it with a secondary player.
We got 1 minute, 43 seconds left here in period number 1. McDonald just gives the puck away a little bit, doesn't hold onto it well there, and Mitchell Freer comes in, gives it to Lachlan. He passes it all the way across, gets it to Ross. He dumps it in, goes for a change. McIntosh chases. And that's to the back end. Sent up there by 86 from the Swarm. Not wearing a nameplate on his jersey.
That's Kazanov.
Kazanov, okay, thank you for that. Now coming away with it is Simon. He's stick checked by Devlin. Forced to go back. He curls around, gets tripped up. Drops it kind of to Dalmatau. He goes in behind that. The referee has put the arm up, so there will be a SkyCity Stampede penalty, possibly for tripping there.
I thought he maybe just lost his footing there, Wani, but he is.
It looked like he lost his footing, but the stick was present. You might get a chance to look at it here.
So that will be against Ollie Rusky Jones. Have to have a look on the replay to see how much he did influence the skater falling over.
No replay there, that's all right. No problem. We have 48 seconds, quite valuable, just under a minute here, Bryce. With the Swarm having a power play now for 2 minutes that may carry over into that second if they aren't able to convert in the next 45.
And it is their first one of the day, so they need to make it count.
Yeah, we talked earlier how crucial these special teams are. Ampson loses a stick. Pekosny goes up top to Simon. Simon passes it over to Carroll. Carroll doesn't shoot. He does. Off the pad of Brooks. Cole On the side now, Botany shoots. That's saved nicely by Brooks. Amston clears that.
And there'll be another one.
Directly
Delayed game.
off the high, the low glass here again has meshing around it and above it. And that went right into the meshing, sending Amston into the penalty box. Something that he's probably used to doing in Queenstown, and it would clear quite easily down in that rink.
Well, where you see across on the other side of the rink there, Wani, you do see the post where the glass could hit the top of it, but it is only, 2/3 of the way up. So
yeah,
he would be used to the glass being a little bit higher. You're right.
That's right. And you think perhaps because the stanchions are quite high, they just don't have the glass of that height here at this rink all the way around. So Swarm on the power play shot there. Cole doing really well to screen Brooks, but Brooks able to make a save under pressure.
Yeah, Carroll's shot had a little bit of real estate there to work with, but couldn't pick an angle, just shot it straight at Brooks there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like if Reed Cole manages to plant himself and position himself without moving, he might be able to, he moved right into the shooting lane, so Brooks would have had a hard time seeing that puck. Cosney elects to shoot it quite quickly, but that will do it for period number 1, Fana. We are 20 minutes in, and what a period for the SkyCity Stampede, Bryce. They are here for business.
Oh, they've absolutely come up here to play. You'd almost think they've been here for a week, climatizing, getting used to the rink, eating well. They've got the legs tonight. You can really see that. They're winning all those foot races at the moment against the Swarm, and they're just looking fire when they are in the attacking zone.
All right, we're going to cross now to Matt Chavez with SkyCity Stampede captain Mitchell Freer. Over to you, Matt.
Here with Mitchell Freer. Mitchell, that could not have gone any better than that for a first period. You're up 4-0. Can you tell us just generally, how you got out to such a good start?
Look, we worked hard the last few weeks of trainings, trying to pinpoint what we need to do to be successful, and I feel like we stuck to our game plan to start, and we came out strong, forechecked hard, and we're turning over pucks, getting good scoring chances. We're just lucky a few of them in the net as well. It's good.
So as far as the defense goes, when you guys are getting back, you're definitely getting back in numbers, and you're kind of forcing the Swarm to shoot from distance.
Yeah.
They've been doing that and kind of falling into that. Do you expect that that's basically the game plan, is just wait and see what they do and react, or are you guys going to be switching it up a little bit for the second?
No, it's definitely a bit of that. We'll see how they come out. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments, and we know they've got some fast forwards that like to drive wide, and as long as we can keep them there, they're not dangerous, those shots, so that's the plan.
All right, Mitchell Freer from the SkyCity Stampede. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, cheers for that, Matt. What a great way to say it and put it, like up to a 4-0 lead. Couldn't have gone any better, and he's right. They have got a commanding 4-0 lead, but they have earned it. They've definitely gone out for it, and they've worked for it. And yes, the Swarm will definitely need to readjust and counter with some different strategy, putting a lot more pressure on the SkyCity Stampede D, because he said it. They're just kind of going to have to see and let shots go from the outside from the Swarm, as Brooks is making those saves easily, and they go back the other way, get right on offense when they have the puck.
Yeah, those long shots, they're not going to work for the Swarm here this game to get 4 goals back. The caliber of Brooks, he's going to stop those all day long. The Swarm need to start bossing the neutral zone a bit more. They're turning the puck over a little bit too easily, and tape-to-tape passes aren't really connecting as well as they'd like. If they can tidy that up, they can definitely get back into this game, but 4 goals against the current champions might be a little bit too tough, Wani.
Well, hey, we'll find out. This is how and why we watch and call this game. It's a beautiful game to watch. Please don't go anywhere. We've got another 2/3 of the game still to come. That's only one period of 20 minutes of hockey in the books thus far, and it's game number 1 of this NZIHL Grand Final. SkyCity Stampede taking on the Botany Swarm. Currently 4-0. Will that change? Who knows? You'll see that in the second period action. Stay tuned. Kia ora whanau, welcome back to the NZIHL Grand Final. Botany Swarm taking on the SkyCity Stampede, Matt. After one period of play, quite a commanding lead for the SkyCity Stampede with 4-0.
Yeah, it didn't take long for them to get some of those gritty goals that we were talking about early on before everything got started. But this is a commanding lead. And unfortunately, if you're a Swarm fan, this is the Swarm team that you didn't want to have show up. Right, so yeah. It's been a tough first period for the home crowd, but it's just been that dominant so far for the visitors.
Yeah, that's it, and they've really come with a purpose, haven't they? They've started like they have beat the Swarm on their own icings twice at least so far, and they have dictated the pace of play. And the Swarm are not answering very much at all, missing some passes, not really following up the chase, not following up the rebounds after they've taken their shots. Like, all real simple things. They're playing like a regular season game here. This is finals. Maybe that's the inexperience starting to show a little bit here, but being down by 4, they're going to need to respond very quickly in the second. Otherwise, this could get ugly pretty quickly.
It felt like if there was anything going on, it was the Swarm were outskated. If you want to just kind of make a generic statement of what happened in the first period, they were outskated, and that's not something I was expecting to see. Honestly, I didn't think that the Stampede had that much of a
like an
speed advantage.
Yeah, no.
So it's interesting to see that. So we'll go through some of the replays here in just a minute, but mostly what I'm seeing is that there are some tactical problems with what's going on with the Swarm. They're going to have to make those adjustments. And hopefully that's exactly what's going on. So let's see, we'll take a look at this first one. This first goal was an interesting one because you see Harrison getting out of position here, and you see the puck go around.
Get it.
Yeah, she dives for it, and at that point, well, really, honestly, that's just a scrappy goal. Let's just call it what it is.
There's 4 guys, 4 people all down on the rink there, scrambling.
Yeah, and because of that, okay, so right here she's out of position, right? That's just done. So the problem is if you do jump on that puck going that direction, you have to get it. There's no other way. Yeah. If you don't get it, you end up in this position, and that's exactly what happened. Is you got to scramble back, and that's 98% shot right there.
It's not just her stick that's been dropped; it's Carol's stick as well, who doesn't have one. Yeah. And in the name of goaltending, when you're not tending the goal and you're shooting an open goal, it's more likely it's going to go in. Like, look at this. 2 Swarm players kind of try to play the goal position, and it goes right in. Yep. That's the first goal to start the game.
So the second one here, this is an interesting one because you see the cut through here, and we'll let this roll just a little bit. And as that backhand happens, it's almost... you're really going to see this break down here. You got the 2 players, and it goes right through those 2 players, and then you get that lift. Honestly, that's a situation where you got to make sure that the goaltender's a little bit further back and allow the defenders to play the body of the man. So when you have they get through just back here, this player's also cutting everybody off. This is a goaltender situation where you back off and play the puck and allow the defenders to do the work. But
that player beat 2 players to get through.
Yeah, but let's not also just skip over the fact that it was a fantastic backhand shot and not where you would expect it to be.
Great placement. So that was the second goal for the SkyCity Stampede.
And that lift is just world class, really, just to pop it up.
In close like that.
So here's the other one where we take a look at kind of a driving shot that goes
on the power play.
Yeah, so it goes across the ice. So let's take a look here. You're not really going to see too much, but you're going to see how far out. So Harrison's playing over here, and just watch how difficult it is to get across the crease here. So as the puck moves across, out of position, that puck moves faster than anybody else, and by the time Harrison moves over,
it's already in the net.
It's too wide of an area to miss, so it's a high percentage shot.
And it wasn't like the shot was overly powerful. It's just, this one here, that's the 4th goal.
Yeah, and this was a ripper. And it's a bit unfortunate. This will happen now and again. But when you walk in here, so if you back up just a little bit, you're going to see, and let's see if we can do that here. It backs up and
just takes a good shot from in the middle.
And it goes forward. When you do that, you're going to see all 4 of these players here kind of have to back off that play. So if you're going to take that shot, you're going to walk in and you're going to be able to hit that with a lot of speed.
Yeah, and he's in the top of the slot. Great shooting position. And that's the 4th goal for the SkyCity Stampede in period number 1. Thank you very much, Matt, for that wicked analysis and demonstrating to our viewers how those goals get broken down and showing us exactly the breakdowns in the coverage that the Swarm had all the way through that. So some excellent coverage.
Yeah, and I really want to see the Swarm outside of the goals. I really want to see them to make sure that they have spacing, especially defensive spacing. It's going to be key that they start winning those one-on-one battles and getting the puck moving in the defensive third when they're coming out if they're going to generate anything. Otherwise, by the time they get to their offensive blue line, the Stampede are just waiting and walling them off, and that's why the percentage of shots that they're getting haven't been good enough.
Well, they've got a chance here at the start of the second period, Wani, on 5-on-3 for at least a minute 12.
Yeah, if there were any gifts being given, this is one for the Botany Swarm. 5-on-3 to start period number 2 here, and already it has been dumped back down into their zone, forcing them to regroup.
Such a great addition late in the season for the SkyCity Stampede. Nolan Ross's brother Davis coming over to the country as well, and he plays defense.
Yeah, being brother, that would obviously they'd have some sort of connection there. Simon tried to go through the middle, stopped by McIntosh's skate, and that goes out of the zone. Swarm gonna have to regroup it again. 40 seconds on one penalty and minute 8 on the other. So plenty of time to work with, but they got to move it as well. Carroll curls up. Up to Simon at the point. Playing that quarterback position. Down to Pekosny. They move it quickly. Off the stick of Carroll and all the way back down. Swarm making it harder for themselves early on.
Yeah, pretty uncharacteristic like from Carroll there. He's normally got the hands of God for the Swarm.
They might need a little divine intervention here. A bit of a mountain to climb now. McIntosh calmly gets that out of the zone, killing one of the 2 penalties now as Ollie Rusky-Jones comes back onto the rink.
He's heading straight to the bench.
I wonder why he didn't stay on. They changed and Swarm having more time in the offensive zone.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything. They're staying on that right wall.
That's true. You're right, Matt. You would want them to do a little bit more than what they are. Sandoy whiffs on his pass. Again, making it a little bit easier to clear the puck down. Not a very effective power play. That is done. That will do it. The power play is over. 5-on-3, successfully killed by the SkyCity Stampede. And if you're a Swarm fan, not what you wanted early. You want to get on the board as soon as you can.
I don't even think they got a shot there, Wani,
on a
to start the period.
5-on-3.
Nope.
Missed pass, a couple of missed opportunities.
Very lackluster.
Will Sandoy be able to make something happen here? He takes on 2 men, sends them both down. Fontaine, pass to the middle. Dalmatel can't hold it, and the SkyCity Stampede break away with it. 2-on-2. Soffer, Harrison. That's Connor Harrison. Moldy goes around up top. Up to Davis Ross with a high, nice rising wrist shot, and Grace Harrison sees that one all the way, puts a glove on it, and holds on to it to get us another stop.
Yeah, good defense there by Jackson Fontaine running out at the point. This was actually, you see this right here, and as he jumps this, that disrupts the shot and allows for a clean lane for Harrison to get a glove on it. Good play there by Fontaine.
SkyCity Stampede win that face-off. And that's Davis Ross who sent it down low. And Nolan Ross, his brother. They're playing an awful lot on the same time, same line, guys. So maybe that's...
yeah, line 1. They're out together.
Now a nice wrist shot there, and that's directed away by Harrison. Lockie Freer testing the pads. McIntosh in the middle with a shot, and that's
the danger of Colin McIntosh. Instead of getting out cleanly, they're still fighting for it back there. And that goes out of play just at the bench for Queenstown.
Yes, I look like Davis Ross there trying to hold that line, and it went off his glove right into the bench. It actually didn't go in the bench. It stayed right on the top of the boards, guys. I'm not sure if you're allowed to play that from there with a glove or not, but the whistle had gone at that point. So 17:01 in the second period. Ozone face-off for the SkyCity Stampede. Swarm win it. That's Simon to Wimmer. Wimmer cuts in the middle. This is nice from Botany if they can come through. 3-on-2 with a shot. Nice save, shot there, another rebound. What a save by Brooks. Simon, was that Simon or Wimmer? Wimmer had all that net to shoot at, but put it right back into the pads of Brooks. An opportunity missed there.
Yeah, dream rebound there for Leonard Wimmer. Did well. Great breakout by him. Shot on net and then just couldn't put it home. Brooks getting over just in the nick of time.
Well, this is exactly what Matt was saying, was shooting the puck, following up on rebounds, because Aston can and sometimes does give up some juicy ones. So if the Swarm are wise, they will listen to Matt's advice and start going after
I don't
it.
know about that. But anyway, that was the first 3-on-2 with some speed that I saw them come in all game.
Here Pikosny fakes a shot, cuts to the middle, takes a wrister. That's interrupted. Carroll shoots from anywhere. Kind of like stopped in front by the goalie's paddle. Swarm with some pressure. Carroll in behind the net, buzzing. Went for a Michigan and then stopped. Did some kind of fancy footwork there too, and handing with the puck.
He tried to start lifting it there, one. He just didn't execute it.
Looked like he was trying to do it, and then he swapped it over to the backhand. Quite crafty with the hands. However, I mean, if you're a Swarm fan and you want to see your guys doing something, they just maybe want to keep it somewhat simple and get the shots on, not be too fancy. Gain the line, down Mattel. Goes cross rink to the side, but no winger in sight. True. Up the wall. Out of the reach of Rusky Jones. Sent down now. McCollum curls in behind the net. He's got Fontaine draped all over him. Kept in by the Swarm. Back down to Fontaine. Fontaine goes around the net. Gets his elbow up. Looked like he's on his own man. Curling around. Swarm with the puck now. Up to the point. Thuler with a shot. That doesn't get through. And Soffer cleans that up. Up to McRae on the wing. Left-hand side with a right-hand shot. Pass in the middle. Chance here for McIntosh. What a save by Grace Harrison as he went forehand, backhand, forehand. And the Swarm come back the other way. 1-on-4. Marcus McDonald tries to get around Amston. That's a hard thing to do, and he seals his man off the boards and takes the puck, goes away with it. And he sends a cross rink dump, sends it in. Goes for it. Nope, he doesn't go for a change. There's someone in behind him. Swarm trying to send it up to him. Not there. Not enough on it. Nolan Ross in the middle to McIntosh. McIntosh down to Ross. Tried to go back and forth, but Thuler able to get that. Here comes Dalmatel, 1-on-2. And he's quickly met by Davis Ross. Shot there, and what a quick change of possession as Nolan Ross has another chance. Now Lockie Freer with it. On the sideboards, dumps it down low. Ross chips it low. Swarm trying to clear their zone. Andy Hay off the boards. Jansson's met by Davis Ross. Now march up the middle to Hopkinson. Bit of a forced pass there, guys, and you try to send it right through the middle under a lot of pressure. For when you've got time and space to move up with the puck at your own blue line, it's probably better that they move up with it. Get the Stampede to move off coverage, because their coverage has been real good so far. Again, they're not able to break through. And SkyCity Stampede just chipping it off the boards, giving it back to the Swarm D, making them skate it up. Hopkinson on the wing, takes a wrist shot. And looked like a bit of an easy shot there for Brooks, and he holds on.
Good strategy there, because it's, they've got Campbell coming off the ice, and because of that, you walk it up. Hopkinson has a chance to get not a good shot, but a chance to get a stop, and now they have an ozone face-off that is a good platform to get some offense going.
They're definitely going to need it at some point, because they are down by 4. If you are joining us, 13 minutes, 18 seconds, second period. Botany Swarm, the only thing they've gone ahead in right now is the shot clock, and they are ahead by 1. So they are coming back with the shots, guys, but they don't have anything to show for it just yet.
Yeah, for a poor power play, they definitely are looking a little bit more menacing when they are going forward, Wani. A few more passes are going tape to tape, but a couple unlucky bounces of the puck here and there are just kind of costing them at the moment.
Yeah, something they're going to have to tidy up for sure. Another shot from long range, easily steered aside by Brooks. True sends it up to Devlin. Devlin, risky going cross rink in their own zone. And the Swarm now at neutral. There's Kozak. To Bekosny. Bekosny trying to dangle around his man. Carroll has it. Takes a quick, sharp angle shot. Bekosny now centers it. And the Stampede shoot it down the rink. It might go for icing, and yes, it does.
Yeah, it was interesting. They had a 3-on-2 building there, but the 3-on-2 was all on the far side, and because of that, the three players for the Swarm couldn't really get anything started. That's where the problem lies. They have the personnel advantage, but they have to be in the right place at the right time to take advantage of it. And that face-off won by the Swarm.
In the middle, chance turning shot there by Fontaine, generating a bit of offense. But Brooks is looking good, and he steers that one aside. That's Cameron True. He just kind of sent it down over towards the Botany Swarm D end, but Sandoy sent it down. No icing. Here comes Harrison with a bit of speed. Kind of couldn't control it with all that speed that he had. Dalmatel coming in, 1-on-3. Tries to get around, momentarily does. Up to Andy Hay on the point, takes a wrist shot. That was deflected down out of the crease. Swarm with some ozone pressure. But again, being met very quickly by the yellow jerseys, often putting two men right on the puck. So some good puck support by the SkyCity Stampede in their defensive zone, showing good, strong defensive play.
Yeah, the Swarm are showing that they're definitely still up for this dogfight, Ian. They are throwing the kitchen sink at the Stampede at the moment.
Yeah, they need to. They got to just let it all out really right now and just go for it. Here's another chance. 3-on-2. Oh, it looked like it might have. Oh, okay. We're just going to call that as we see it. That's an offside call. Perhaps Swarm a little hard done by in this BIRGEL Cup Finals.
Yeah, it's a close one here, guys, but that toe drag looked like it might have been there, might not, but we didn't have the best angle on it.
I mean, his head, like his body position was ahead of the play, but he did put his leg back. Either way, it's close. Something they can't be frustrated on. They're going to have to just play on.
That's a tough one.
Another tough one off the linesman's skate. Lots of things favoring Stampede, but they're earning it. Here goes Ross. He's in on the puck. Let Simon get it first. Well, tactically played. Swarm are away with it. Again, they have it on the stick and then it's gone. And Amston sends it all the way down. Wimmer tries to chip it off the boards, but Lockie Freer's there first, sends it in. And Simon elects to go back. Almost at the halfway point of this second period. 10 minutes, 9 seconds. Swarm can't clear. That's stopped by the body of McIntosh. McIntosh tries to do spin around backhand. Frustrated with himself there, as that was a good offensive chance. 3-on-2. Gap here for Simon. Shoots. That's deflected high and it goes off the glass. Davis Ross cleans that up. Connects with Devlin. Devlin just chips it in. Seems like the Stampede really. Oh, that's going to be a call here against the Swarm. Taking down Devlin looked like Thuler right in behind the play guys, and the referee was right there to see it. Not a great penalty to take right now, but they've taken another one, the Botany Swarm, sending the SkyCity Stampede onto another power play.
Yeah, Thuler slash there on Devlin, right in front of the referee. Can't be doing that.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of frustration that he felt like he was being held, but that's still a penalty in it 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, even still, like in playoff hockey, you got to fight through a bit of adversity and a couple of sticks here, a couple of shoulders and elbows, but man, SkyCity Stampede on the power play. McRae pass in the middle, trying to go to that bumper spot. Looks like Nolan Ross that's in that position, but it's up to Davis Ross. To McCollum, wrist shot, doesn't get through. McRae on the side of the net, doesn't go through. Puck is close to in. The ref is indicating a goal.
He is indicating a goal, yeah.
The light did not go on, but that puck was rolling. And it looks like we have a goal to the Stampede. We will get that confirmed. 5-0 SkyCity Stampede.
Yeah, McRae didn't initially put it in, but looks like he just did enough to get that puck over the line. Maybe it came off a Swarm player last touch.
Yep, it's an indication of a goal right away, so he saw something.
Oh, it's gone off down Mateu's
Yeah, that's
stick.
in.
Yeah, that's
It does go in. It does.
Yep, that
right
is
there. Great positioning by the referee to call that, but man, oh man, that is, I mean, I hate to use this reference, guys, a stinger against the Swarm. That's going to hurt a lot right now. They are fully feeling this. 5-0, and it still hasn't stopped.
Well, the important thing here is to give up nothing else. There's a broken stick out on the ice, but they have to look at football in action there.
Kozak playing it with his feet. The SkyCity Stampede right on it again. McIntosh on the backhand. Pass in front, puck is there, and March comes away. Elects to lift it up into center ice area. Davis Ross passes it up to, guess who? Colin McIntosh. Seems to find that puck all the time, but he gets it taken away from him as, hey, this is to Pokozny. Again, an odd man rush for the Swarm. They're going to need more support here. They're going to try and break through. Wimmer to Simon. Backhand pass to Wimmer. Wimmer up to Carroll. Off the boards to Fontaine with a shot. That hits off of the defender. Harrison can't clear. Davis Ross does well to kind of pinch up at that sideboard. Deflection onto the net by Fontaine, and Brooks handles that and holds on.
Yeah, a reminder, guys, that was a power play goal for the Stampede. So you'll see it here. That's a great angle, just seeing it kind of stuffed in there, but it was definitely over the line. I think the key factor here is, I mean, they were playing a tight 2-2 zone, and we'll break that down after the period, but that is the lethality of the Stampede power play on show.
Oh, Marcus McDonald went hard into the balls there, trying to put a hit on McCullum.
Swarm taking some shots, but they are missing the net as well. And here comes Harrison. Pass across to McCray, right on the tape. You could hear it all the way up here. And pass down, and Harrison, he's battling down low for it. Wimmer takes him off the puck and sends it up the boards. Reed Cole's there. Ships it up to Fontaine. Fontaine tries a toe drag, does well there. Gets around one, takes a wrist shot. Blocker saved by Brooks. Good offensive chance now. McCullum in the corner. On his edges, gets away from his man. Comes up the middle. Swarm making changes. That pass doesn't hit Devlin, but he's able to get there again first. Another theme tonight, gentlemen. They are beating out their opponents first to the puck.
That they are, Wani. I think it's probably done that 5 or 6 times already here this game.
That just comes down to effort and skating. Pure and simple. They got to get there and get their legs moving and get onto the puck first.
Also sometimes knowing if the pass isn't on because the passing lane isn't there due to a couple of defensemen in the way, just dump it and chase and beat out that icing and you're in the O-zone already.
6 minutes, 20 seconds in this second period. The score 5 to the SkyCity Stampede, none to the Botany Swarm. Swarm hosting this grand final, first time since 2011.
The golden era of the Botany Swarm, wasn't it, Wani?
Well, perhaps it was. They certainly, this isn't over by any means, but they got lots to play for here. Thuler coming down there, tries to get through, but Amston, just a fantastic defenseman, gets his stick in the way, holds it strong, and breaks up the other side. Gives it to Nolan Ross. He streaks down that left wing. He stops up, pass into the middle. Amston gets his shot blocked. Thuler. He comes the other way. Kozak now. Again, 1-on-3. Stampede gets back quick defensively. Shot from the middle. And that's saved nicely by Brooks off his pads. And McIntosh the other way. And he's got Pokozny on him. Good support by Lockie Freer. Pass in front. McIntosh on the backhand. Cuts in front. Harrison had to make a play and stop that with the paddle down.
All 5 of them within 3 meters of the goal there.
That's Davis Ross. Nice delayed shot. Doesn't shoot. Passes it to McIntosh. To McCray. Gives it to Freer. Freer with like a reverse angle shot. And the defense of the Swarm say, can you please hold on to this puck, Grace? We need a change.
I think what you're looking at, Matt, is that they've just got 5 guys down low. There's no one marking the 2 guys at the point. And you've got to get someone at least up high to get that, a stretch pass on a breakaway. Or try get something going and try get a skater leaving the zone early when you do turn it over. That's not happening at the moment.
There's a little bit of lack of trust in the defense right now, and that's what they need to start figuring out. There's 3 guys going into the corner there. They have to trust each other that they're going to start making these plays. Otherwise, they're going to continue to have problems breaking out of the defensive zone just like this.
And it's going to take an awful lot of their effort, too, because they're skating out of position a lot more than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And they're breaking the other way, 3-on-2. They have numbers here. Delmontel with a shot, and saved by Brooks. Probably one of his best ones tonight as they come together in front.
And a little extras, too.
Nothing too much. Fontaine didn't really put on the brakes and then went crashing into McRae. Nothing really in it.
But a good shot there by Delmontel. And Fontaine, as you said, does crash, but he does crash right into Stampede. So Brooks has made that save.
But the point is that they're ready for a rebound, which is exactly what they need to do. That is a very effective offensive 3-on-2.
And Burns showing some speed. Breaks out of his zone all the way up on that left side. Gets hit by Simon, but dumps the puck in. A lot of guys making the play, sacrificing the body to make the play. Again, that's what championship hockey is. Everybody knows their roles on the rink, and they are playing them quite effectively. At least we can see that quite clearly from one side here at the moment. Swarm getting it into neutral ice here, and that's Marcus McDonald. Doesn't like what he sees, curls back over to Wimmer. And sends it in right onto Brooks, steers that into the corner. And Devlin plays it back to Amston. Amston to Burns. Again, very smooth transition breakout by the SkyCity Stampede.
You can tell they're just not trying to do too much on the breakout, and they're getting skaters into space, making those high percentage passes, and they're just able to break out their zone really easily.
Well, they don't have to force it too much. They know the Swarm have to come at them. And they're doing that a little bit now. Pass in front into the middle. Swarm just a bit out of sorts, a bit out of sync. With these passes, they're not right on the tape, a bit too far ahead, a bit too far behind. And they're forcing them to go all the way back and regroup in their own zone. There's a bit of an errant stick there. As Ollie Risky-Jones will have to go for a new stick in a minute. And Brooks gets a glove on that one, sees that all the way and makes a save.
They're getting a lot of shots on net, but none really troubling Brooks too much, Matt.
Yeah, I've never seen a game where you win it because you got more shots on goal, right? Yeah. That stat is a lovely statistic for people that want to see how things are kind of progressing, but it doesn't count. Not sure what this is being pulled back for, but I think it was for spinning in the face-off. A wheeling, I think is what they call it.
That's on the face-off when the centerman goes through a little bit too early and moves their body position to gain an advantage when that puck is being dropped. Swarm win the draw, kind of redirect towards the net. Cole has it. He gets hit. He battles for it again. Trying to get it through, but McCollum is there, and they break the other way. Lockie Freer sends it in the other corner. Nolan Ross goes to chase it. He's on the back of Andrew Hay. Pass in front of the middle. Hey, that's Freer on the backhand. Gets 2 shots at it. And March elects to just send it back to Grace Harrison again, covering up and saying, all right, next line up. Come on, guys, we really need something to get going. Because they are down by a 5 spot here in 2 minutes 21 seconds left, period number 2.
Yeah, they need a goal before the end of this period so they can get a little bit of a sniff for a comeback. 5 goals going into the third. I think it's just too much of a hill to climb against the SkyCity Stampede.
Got a chance here. Pekosny on the backhand takes a wrist shot, and Brooks quite deep in the net, but again making a good positional save. Swarm, yeah, they have the shots, but a lot of these shots are from the outside, and they're not driving the net enough, at least to try and force rebounds. It's not always pretty goals that win.
No,
right? Like you can see that. The SkyCity Stampede have scored some real gorgeous goals here tonight, and they've also got ones that they've worked really hard for.
That's right. You just got to get goals any way they come. Yeah, it does look good when they're pretty. But guess what? They all count the same.
That's right. And they've got 5, and the Swarm have none. Minute 50 here. Simon in the O-zone. Up top to Kozak. Was thinking about a one-timer. Takes a wrist shot. That hits McCray right in the hand. He's already got really loose gloves. I don't even know if you can see his palms because it's just his hand.
Yeah.
So he'll be feeling that one. And Kozak.
Oh, he loves those Warrior gloves he's got, though, old McRae.
Yeah.
He won't let those go.
They're great gloves. Bekosny passes it in, trying to hit Kozak. Possible interference, but Kozak sends it right towards the referee's face. He had to duck out of the way. Bekosny in the back. Carroll with it. Takes a quick shot. Saved by Brooks. And Stampede clear. That might be an icing. Indicating a little bit of the pressure they're under. So last minute, 7 seconds in this second period here, Bryce. Botany Swarm down by 5. This is game 1 of the Grand Finals NZIHL. This is what all the NZIHL teams, the 5 of them, have been playing for to get to. These teams have made it in. And right now, SkyCity Stampede are well ahead.
They are, Wani. The Swarm have had 15 shots this period. There's another one. Rebound there for a second. Ooh,
That's
look
a
out.
big crash of the net by Marcus McDonald as he goes right over the top of Brooks. As he's trying to get in on that rebound. Might get a replay on that because that's one of those things that's unwritten. You just don't do that. I mean, that's the goaltender has it. He's covered it. Oh, it's within contact. Him and Burns come together quite quick.
Yeah, Burns
with
did kind
speed.
of close the door, so he didn't really have anywhere to skate. Just there. Yeah, no intention.
But he does collide directly with Brooks like that. That could be called, but I mean, in this playoff 5-0 game, maybe not. And Harrison decides to put a lazy dump in, but again, forechecked hard and a goal. Devlin on the backside gets a 5-hole goal on the backhand, and we have got 6 goals to the SkyCity Stampede.
Dylan Devlin getting on the score sheet. As we'll see here on the replay, puck just kind of slowed down, and then Thula was unable to get a pass off, and Devlin stole that, put it on the backhand, and right through the legs of Harrison for the 6th Stampede goal.
Quite a nice maneuver from him behind the net there, and to take advantage of that, put it 5-hole. What a goal from Dylan Devlin. As Simon gets sat down by Mitchell Freer.
Don't see that too often. It's normally the other way around with Luke Simon.
So not a lot here going for the Swarm. McIntosh puts a backhand on. Tries to airlift this pass all the way up. Janssen goes after it. Davis Ross puts it off the boards. Just again, touch out of the reach of Lockie Freer. Luke Simon goes in behind the net. Probably going to stay there to end the period as time will come down. And Bryce, there you have it. After 2 periods of play, 4 goals in the first period for the Stampede, 2 in the second period. At this rate, this game is going to be out of reach.
Yep.
I mean, you want to be fair, and I really want to be diplomatic, but this is 6 goals in a final.
Game 1 is finished. Stampede have won it.
Oh, I don't know. Let's say
6 goals against these guys. They know how to shut down a game.
That's fair. That is
and
fair.
the Swarm just get in. They're not able to put the puck in the back of the net. Maybe if they do get one, that could open the floodgates for them, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, at least right now they're in against it. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of some positive things here for the Botany Swarm that they can use and build on. I mean, they do have tomorrow.
Right?
Absolutely. Okay, so let's again, if you want to give some sort of kind of guidance or assistance to them, it's like, come on, team, you got a third period to play for. You're playing for tomorrow. It's the BIRGEL Cup. You really got to put your effort forward. All right, we got Matt Chavez standing by with, it looks like Kyle March for the Botany Swarm. We're going to head over to you, Matt, as you got some questions to ask Kyle. I'm curious to hear what he has to say. Over to you.
All right, here with Kyle March from the Botany Swarm. Kyle, it's been a tough one, the second period, getting behind by 6. What are you guys going to focus on for the third period tactically to try to figure out either how to get back in this or what you need to do to kind of figure out the Stampede attack?
I think we just have to get back to old school Swarm hockey. We got to settle down, make sure we're swinging nice and low and slow, getting the puck deep, getting after their D, I mean, credit to them, they came out hard. We were a little bit back foot, and they put it to us, so we've got to, just for this third period here, just try to win the period, get back to Swarm hockey.
Is it frustrating that you guys are winning the shot total? Because it feels like you're getting offense, but it's the quality of offense that hasn't quite connected yet. Does it feel like it's coming, or does it feel like you've got to get a little bit deeper and get better shots? What's the feel for that?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, you never have too many shots. You always want to try to pick corners, but I mean, again, Brooksy's a good goalie. You gotta make a move, and when you're hitting him in the logo, he's gonna stop most of those ones.
Yeah, he does tend to get in the way when you hit him in the logo. That's true. All right, well, I'm going to let you get back here, but we'll see you back out here for the third. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
There you have it, Bryce. I mean, that really is it. You got to wonder, though, what is Swarm hockey? Because what we're seeing right now does not replicate or indicate any of those 4 championship banners that I seen up on that wall here at the Hive. Yep, they need to start playing their game. But what does that look like, and how are they going to implement it? They got to start doing that as soon as possible in this third period, because right now the Stampede are going to run away with this if they are not challenged at all.
Yeah, I think kind of like what Kyle just touched on there is you got to pick spots when you're shooting right at Aston Brooks, who isn't a phenomenal goalie in this league. Things are not going to happen that way. That's just the bottom line. They did come out that second period and start playing a lot better. They are getting a lot more scoring chances. But they could even have more scoring chances if some of those tape-to-tape passes, like you said earlier in the period, some are just a little bit too far in front, a little bit too far behind. Stampede just need to shut this game down now. The Swarm just need to, get a goal, start working from there.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they're feeling a lot of that pressure because they have to score.
Yeah.
Maybe as soon as they start playing without that pressure of the have to score mentality, just focus on passing the puck to the tape, get out of your D zone, get to neutral ice, get into the O zone, make some things happen from there, because it's just been a little bit long-winded right now, and it seems like this will be a very long night for them if they don't change what they're currently doing.
Yeah, well, only they can change it, and if they know how to do that, then I'm sure that's what they'll do, eh?
Yeah, power to them. All right, so stay with us, team. We have got another 20 minutes of grand final action coming right your way after this short break. Kia ora whanau, welcome back. We got this NZIHL Grand Final action between the Botany Swarm and the SkyCity Stampede. Alongside Matt and Bryce, I'm Ian Wanamaker, by the way, and this has just been a bit of a surprise, to be fair, but SkyCity Stampede are in the driver's seat after 2 periods of play, Bryce.
They absolutely are in the driving seat. They obviously 2 hot goals to start the game, and they've just continued on that, getting another 4. A 6-0 deficit now for the Botany Swarm. Can they come back? My bets are no, but hockey is hockey, and stranger things do happen.
What are your thoughts, Matt?
You know, I actually thought that there was a stretch there from about the 17 minutes to go to about 4 minutes to go where I saw a Botany Swarm team that was playing up to their potential overall.
Yeah.
And they were even with the Stampede. But you can't play even with the Stampede and hope to win if the rest of the time you don't. And there was a bit of a letdown right at the end for that 6th goal. And we'll break that down in a minute, but the real key factor here is they had some momentum. They had stopped everything. It had stopped at 5, and they were getting a lot of shots on goal, the Swarm were, and it looked like maybe things were changing, and then you see that happen right at the end.
That really deflated them, didn't it?
It deflated the crowd, especially. You can kind of feel it's, well, I guess there is one bit of good news, and we talked about this early on. It is not an aggregate series, right? So if this goes the way we think it will, with SkyCity finishing this particular game off, that's okay. Game 2
they wipe it
tomorrow.
Game 2, yeah.
And it is 0-0, fresh start. So maybe we can get to a couple of these goals here, and we can talk about them in just a minute. But the it felt, generally, guys, it feels like it's clinical. So let's just take a quick look here what was happening. We'll back this up just a little bit. And let's try not to crash this little setup here. Here's where you're seeing the problem with the way that the setup is. This is the first goal in the period. And you have a player here, player here, player here. But you see the Swarm out of position over on this side. And because of that, this is why this gets stuffed home. Let me make sure this is running the correct way. It is. And just at the end there, you see the puck go in. We'll see it a little bit better from the other side. But this is just good effort by the Stampede, and it was a goal. We got to see that on the replay here. This is actually a really good spot to see it.
A tad unlucky, though, too, Matt. I mean, McRae has a shot. It doesn't really go towards the net, and then it's kicked a little bit with momentum in the coverage defensively, and then that squirts in over the line.
Yeah.
I mean, out of their 6 goals, that one's just one that's gone in across the line.
Yeah.
And you're right, and that's why it felt like things were changing. The momentum might be a little bit different, but let's take a look at this last one here. Let's stop it right there. Now, right now, you have to make a quality pass coming out, and when we run this one forward, you see a 5-hole option when it's taken away. We'll just go right to the back camera here, and this is actually just a one-on-one play, and Devlin getting behind and getting a 5-hole shot. And that
great placement. It was a nice move. It was one-on-one. He beat his man.
Yep.
Got the puck and then put it in a good spot. And we have a new goaltender in the pipes between the nets for the Botany Swarm. That is Alexa Gibson. So not only have we seen Grace Harrison making, I guess, NZIHL history by being the first female goaltender to start a finals. Now we also have, I believe we'll check that, but I think that's the first.
Yep.
And now we have the second female goaltender now playing in a final with Alexa Gibson. So the Swarm looking to change things up here in net. Let's see if that will change any of their momentum or get things going on in their favor. SkyCity Stampede, keep on keeping on and see what Swarm will show up. So we're going to be dropping the puck for 3rd period action. Colin McIntosh lining up against Evan Carroll. Looks like the referee is not quite set yet. Maybe waiting for the ice to fully dry. Not sure what the delay is. Maybe it's the score clock. Looks like it is the score clock. That's what they are waiting for. Getting our live stream feed all set up. Now they got the green light. And we can get back onto game action. Period 3 underway. SkyCity Stampede win that draw. Mitchell Freer wins it. McIntosh over the line. Pass across. Carroll reads that. dispossessed of a stick, and a shot from Mac. That's Lockie Freer, but there is a penalty call up on the moment, and it looks like that is going against the Botany Swarm. And they touch it, and there will be another call against the Swarm.
I think it's going to be Fuller for tripping. No, it looks like it's Kozak.
Yeah, they're taking Kozak off. Maybe they got the wrong person on this. I don't know, but he didn't seem like he...
Well, he doesn't have a stick, so I'm not sure how he's going to trip someone.
Yeah, it might have been... that one might be a case of mistaken identity. Not sure. But it is the power play for the Stampede, and there's your first clearance.
So early on in this third period, the SkyCity Stampede going on a power play. They already have 6 goals, possibly looking to add to that total here. McIntosh gets stick checked by Sandoy. Good play there. McRae helps his teammate out. This one doesn't. Oh, they do clear it, and they have a 2-on-1. If the nope, the man fell. Does try to get back after it. That's McCollum after it, and he's battling there with Dalmatel. Dalmatel has a hold of his stick and the puck. Good forecheck by the Botany Swarm. That's Wimmer at the back end. Kind of fans on that clearance. Nolan Ross over to Jet McCollum. Tries to go through the middle. Stopped by Carroll. Carroll 1-on-3. Still has it. Passes it over to Simon. Luke Simon on that right-hand side. To the middle. Bit of a shot there, I think, by March, but maybe was looking to have another teammate there, but no one there.
Well, they need to be careful here because they're kind of pushing a lot of offense while they're on the penalty kill, which is great if you're going to kill some time, but you can't get it run back on you.
So McRae gains the line. Pass in front. Oh, saucer pass across, making Gibson stretch all the way out for that one. And that goes right through her crease. Hampston at the top of the point. Takes a hard shot. Saved by the blocker of Gibson. So her first save of the contest. Welcome to the game. 6-0 down. That's got to be a tough spot to come into. So hopefully she can hold the fort for those Botany Swarm. The SkyCity Stampede. There's Connor Harrison. Passes it up to Lockie Freer. Quickly met by March.
Penalties expired.
Now we're back to 5-on-5. Stampede. Touched up there, so no icing.
Was a pretty good looking penalty kill there for the Botany Swarm. Hopefully they can work on that, get a little bit of momentum.
Thuler takes it to the ice. Pass in front to the middle. Soffer cuts in. Tries to get a against the grain shot, but well defended by the Swarm. Again, quite quiet in the building. Swarm need to give their fans something to cheer about here. Stampede in control. Now, Cosney has that puck taken away. Rusky Jones on a partial break here. 1-on-0, takes a shot, and that is saved by Gibson. And Jones gets filled in the corner. So a good save by Gibson.
There's a good breakaway there for Ollie Rusky Jones. Just couldn't put it home, though, for another goal for the Stampede.
So back the other way now. Swarm with 3. 3-on-2. Carroll cuts the outside shot. And that is into that yellow logo area in that chest spot of Aston Brooks, and he will hold on to that one. Get another look at the breakaway here, Matt, as he gets away from everyone.
Yeah, just
backhand,
a little
forehand.
a little bit too tall for that one, just a little too stretched out. But Rusky Jones here, that's the Ollie variety, with a good chance, and it does go to the side.
SkyCity Stampede, they win another face-off. That's McCollum. Cuts to the middle, doesn't like what he sees, so he'll go in and retreat behind the net. Set things up. 16 minutes now in the third period. There's Cameron True. Hits the skate of Wimmer. And McDonald sends it off the boards. True keeps it in. McIntosh trying to stick handle through. Does have some great stick handling maneuvers as Marcus McDonald gets taken off the puck. And True goes after it here. Saucers it off the boards. Again, quite simple hockey. The D-man that has the puck passes it up to the wing. Winger chips it off the boards, clears the puck out of the zone. They just continue to move the puck forward.
Rinse and repeat.
Again, it's working for them, so why not continue it? You got to say that it's got them to this point and this far. Not just this season, but in seasons past. Largely a very similar lineup. Here's Kyle Janssen. He can't get through Nolan Ross, but he's got it back again. He's on the back end. Passes up top. Sandoy. One-time shot. That's blocked by Soffer right in front. One of those unwritten stats, Matt, that when you block a shot like that, doesn't allow the puck to get through.
Yeah, it doesn't allow the puck to get through, but that means that you're blocking the shooting lane effectively, and that's why the shots that do get through are of a lower quality generally, and that's why they're getting blocked quite often. That one going up and out, and I think that hit the souvenir area over there. Yeah,
that's true. That was blocked and went right over the mesh in this rink, and by comparison to the other rinks in New Zealand, it's a fairly high standard rink, but most rinks across the world, it's relatively low. So somebody will have a nice free souvenir. 14 and a half minutes, third period, grand final action of the BIRGEL Cup. I had to double check the pronunciation on how to say the cup, guys, from my ex-teammate Lucas, who the cup is named, it's named after his father. One of the original founders of this league, and hence the name of the trophy. And again, I apologize for mispronouncing his name, even as a teammate for all these years. Swarm on the attack here, pass in front, shot. Oh, one time, and that breaks the stick of Pekosny. Hay with it now. He takes a wrist shot. That's blocked. Carroll trying to work some magic, but that's taken away from him. That's Max McCog doing some good work in the corner. Up to Mitchell Freer. Another good pass up to Devlin.
He brought it in off that. Offsides on his own.
Offside, yes.
Interesting one. Thought he might have had possession there. So I think the rule does state you can go into the zone first as long as you do have possession of the puck.
Yep, and it was judged that it came off his blade a little bit too much. I know that's what they're calling, but marginal. We'll just leave it at that, and it is a judgment call.
So 13 minutes, 42 seconds in the third period. New goaltender for the Botany Swarm, Alexa Gibson, stopping that puck and allowing Kyle Marks to set up behind the net. Wimmer up the middle. Again, quickly converged on Daumatau. Was McCollum poking that away. Again, another poke check away from harm was from Brooks. Daumatau, number 17 for the Swarm. Pass across to McDonald. He takes a sharp angle shot that misses everything. Lachlan Freer, 1-on-3. Takes a shot from well outside, and Gibson makes a save.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling, guys, that I think Cam Freer's looking at his team saying, I need you to be ready for tomorrow. You don't need to score here. You take the shot from the blue line, that's fine. Get a stop, get possession, everything's fine there. The Swarm have to show that they can actually beat Aston Brooks once. And that's the real key here, right? Is the game may be a little out of hand, but can the Swarm...
Oh, another shot. That was a ripper from the point, straight in. Amston, just as you're saying that, with an absolute hammer of a shot, and that's one that gets by Gibson.
Yeah, and I look at Gibson, and I wouldn't fault her on that one at all. She was up and high on this, but it hit two posts and went behind her. It's a tough one to stop from where that was at.
It's a wobbling puck as well.
Yep.
That was a backhand pass from the corner up to Amston, who can absolutely hammer the puck, but I don't know if he gets all of it or not. Oh, it does too. Wow,
yeah.
Off both posts and in. 7-0. Again, this is remnants of when the finals were just one game, and Botany Swarm did have a 7-0 victory. I think one of our ex-coaches, Andy Kaiser, had that on his number plate.
Yeah, we are the champs, it said under it. And I see the Swarm, they've got their first line out there. I would be chucking out that fourth line as quick as they could get out.
Yeah, a bit more development, perhaps. I mean, the way this game is, scoreline.
Yeah,
both players go down in contact there.
Yeah, I would disagree with you, Bryce, on one account. Not that they shouldn't be rested. They do need that, but you also, I mean, I would expect that if they score a goal. But they have to come out here
and play championship hockey.
The Swarm have to figure out offensively what they're doing for tomorrow right now.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, what better chance are they going to get? And that's, to me, if I'm the Swarm bench, I'm trying to figure out, let's get one thing right. Let's get one play. Let's not get a donut up there. That's the important thing, and it gives them a chance to figure this out because they've got to come back tomorrow.
And what you've just seen on screen there is a bit of frustration from the Swarm and SkyCity Stampede. Some of their experienced player with Soffer, McRae, they're really starting to, you know, that extra
get
stuff.
Under the skin.
After the whistle, get under the skin and really kind of say, hey, we're not here messing around, but if you guys want to take a shot at us, keep coming. Dalmatau trying to get that through. Again, really effective use of the way they're playing defense in good positioning and stopping any of the Swarm attack.
Yeah, the Swarm need to be willing to pass in the neutral third here and connect one of those passes because the Stampede just double-team the puck carrier because they know it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, which is the case here right now is Simon trying to send it up the wall, and that's again. Player taken down on the side wall, and a bit of a retaliation penalty by McDonald, giving a shot to Devlin, and that will send the SkyCity Stampede to a power play. Another big hit right after the whistle, McCog onto Fontaine. As Campbell comes over and says, hey, just the whistle went, buddy. Let's just settle it down. We don't need to negate the power play that we're about to go on. And they have 7 goals.
Well, yeah, as we see here, the penalty against Marcus McDonald. Obviously, not sure what he wasn't happy about. Maybe the pull down there from Devlin.
Yep,
but then he gives him a push in the back as Devlin was getting up, and that's going to get you in the box.
Yeah, honestly, I think he has some point to be frustrated there because it looked like in the NFL you'd call that a horse collar tackle. He actually was grabbed by the back of the neck and brought down. That is dangerous, but it didn't draw a penalty, and the cross-check did. Retaliation.
Sending the SkyCity Stampede to a power play. Swarm will be keen to kill this off, and McCallum has it now up at the top, swapping positions with Ross. Down to McRae. McRae goes back up top. McCallum to the middle. Nolan Ross with a shot high. Might have got a piece of that was Gibson, sending that puck over off her shoulder. That's Davis Ross shooting. That's his shin pad. And McCallum curling to the top middle. Stampede doing really well to circle that puck around. Lots of movement on their power play. Loading up Ross, and he takes a shot. That is saved by the blocker of Gibson. Hopkinson trying to get it cleared, but he can't. Davis Ross has it on the right side of the top. Down low to Colin McIntosh. 1 minute in the penalty. Halfway through.
And they can't get a change here. That's where Botany's been out on the ice for quite some time now.
And SkyCity Stampede will happy to keep this line on as they have another chance. Looking behind her was Gibson, but still with it is Stampede. McIntosh centering feed. And that is tried to be cleared by Hopkinson. Doesn't get it out of the line. McCollum gloves it down nicely. Over to McRae. McRae looking to shoot. He does. Goes up top. Save off the shoulder of Gibson. SkyCity Stampede still with it. Shot and a goal. Colin McIntosh
Couldn't
makes
keep him
it
off the score sheet.
8-0 SkyCity Stampede.
It is so critical to get these clearances right, and when you fire it out and you nail the offensive player right in the hands, this is what happens because you're stuck on the ice, and the Stampede continue to move the puck side to side, shot here, and you're going to see it come around, and Gibson can't see it
as well.
Yeah, Gibson can't see
the
this.
Swarm defenseman's just standing there.
Yeah,
I think
you would too if you'd been out there for 2 straight minutes. That was a long shift, and because they couldn't get off the ice, that's where you end up getting tired.
And Thuler just kind of almost looked like he gave up.
At
He
the
just
ref
looking at the
for
ref
a call or something.
And no call. Like, you got to just play on. So that is 8 goals for SkyCity Stampede. Simon coming the other way. Carroll with a shot. That's blocked. Again, SkyCity in great positioning. to thwart any offensive chance by the Botany Swarm.
You'd have to say Brooks is probably thinking about his first shutout of the season.
Oh, use the commentator's curse.
I think
We'll
everybody,
see that.
every
Hold their
cameraman, every person in this back row just looked right at Bryce for saying that word. That was great.
You see, there's 9 minutes left, Bryce. There's a lot of hockey game to still be played. Well, 9 minutes exactly.
So the biggest win for the Stampede against the Swarm is 8-0, and that was on the 10th of June, 2023. And
Was that regular season or just that as in a final? That was regular
that was
season.
regular season.
So that is equaling that mark at the moment. They could
In a
step ahead
finals
of-
game as
This
well.
is in the finals, not even regular season.
They are absolutely giving them a hiding at the moment.
Yeah,
That's one way to put it.
yeah. At this point, the score's not the important part. The important part here is for the Swarm to figure things out. But interestingly, when I was talking about the good Swarm and bad Swarm and who's going to show up, just a reminder, I'm going to get a reference here for the Canterbury Red Devils. They went 1-15. The only team that they beat at home was this Botany Swarm team.
So hot and cold, bit
Hot
of
and
Jekyll and
cold.
Hyde.
Yes.
And they're certainly very cold right now. It's been SkyCity Stampede almost all game. And regrouping is Kyle March. Sends it over to Wimmer now. What's he going to do? He just dumps it in onto Brooks. He goes for a change. Kind of seems like a lot of the guys don't want to be on the rink, but they need to be and get something going. Nick Donald chips it off the boards. Big Simon, Fontaine. Cuts in the middle. Kind of just loses an edge and goes down.
Yeah, as Matt was saying earlier, the Swarm just need to try find a bit of groove to take into tomorrow's game. You know, forget about this game, but you gotta take some momentum and a good way that you're playing into the next game, Wani, because if you finish off this game playing too poorly, it's going to be hard to bounce
mentally
back.
especially.
Yeah.
They're down by a huge margin. They know they have to be in straight away in the next game. I mean, there's 7 minutes in this game here, guys, and
And we
it's
finally see the fourth line out here now.
giving them some time. So there's Josh Stain with Josh Rowery and Kopdev. Up
Steen
to
almost
McIntosh.
intercepted that.
McIntosh slowing things right down as he can. Kind of reminds me of Yager, the way he plays. Just really makes the play go to him and dictates the pace of play as Steen gets taken off the puck. Amston up to Campbell. Campbell, nice cross ring pass to McRae. That goes straight through. And Simon backhands it up off the boards, forcing Burns to go back. He likes to do a cross ring dump in. Kazhanov. So new he doesn't have a nameplate. He's getting some time out there. A hit against McCog. Up to Amston. Amston in the middle to Devlin. Devlin with a shot. Glove saved by Gibson.
Yeah, there haven't been that many shots, but I got to say, I know there's been 2 goals given up, but Gibson is playing pretty well to be thrown out there in a finals game in this situation. She's doing all right.
So we've got 6 minutes, 6 seconds left. Third period. Game 1 of the BIRGEL Grand Finals of the NZIHL. That's Andre Kozak on the wing. He gets spilled, and Devlin sends that puck away, and Kozak's helmet pops off. He'll have to come right to the bench. We play IIHF rules, so you cannot stay on the rink when you do not have a helmet on. I hope that rule does change in the NHL. So many guys getting injured if they stay on.
I think it has one.
It has.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm living in the past, guys.
No brain bucket. You got to
Thank
get off the
goodness.
rink.
Yep. Did you call that a brain bucket?
I did.
Okay, I just didn't want to go by and just say, "Oh yeah, he said something." No, he said brain bucket. That's
a fair. Yeah.
that is. I didn't have that on my bingo card tonight. I mean, like guacamole, some weird, I don't know, something about Auckland that's a weird reference, some odd, but not brain bucket. That's a new one.
I mean, hey, Matt, like one of the greatest players of the game ever wore something that was not even meant to protect your head at all. Those Jofa helmets, Jofas.
The Jofa.
They are iconic though, those helmets.
Yeah, for sure, but like paper wafer thin.
Oh yeah. Matt, I heard you went to the Waz game last night.
I did what? Oh, here we go.
Up the Waz. Sorry, we got to commentate the ice hockey
There
action.
is a
There's been lot of
game
good
still
sport
on.
happening. And the Swarm putting some pressure down low. Steen working hard.
So actually, it is a good time to remind everybody that unlike the semifinals,
Pass in front shot, and that's blocked there by the Swarm.
I'll get back to that in a minute.
Mitchell Free with a nice deflection there. Redirect by Harrison. Had Gibson going the other way. Just went wide. Another shot from the point, deflected off the glass.
That is hard to believe that that's not goaltender interference.
Yeah,
there.
that's got to be a call on Harrison.
Yeah.
There. He took out Gibson.
Yeah, taking some liberties now, so Harrison tries to get a shot. Taken away from Dalmatel. Up to McDonald. Have a bit of a 3-on-2, but that's, again, interrupted.
I don't know what Harrison's all upset about. He's the one that run into the goalie there.
And Davis Ross just dumps, changes. Oh, maybe he did not get to the red line, guys, and I think that will be an icing call.
Yeah, that is an icing call. So, interestingly, we'll take a look here. Yeah, I don't understand why that wouldn't have been a goaltender interference, other than to just say that they would have been judged to have run into it there. That's I think that's a kind of a late game. If it's going to be marginal, it's going to be marginal, and that's what it is right now. But yeah, and I think that probably, in my opinion, deserved a call.
All right, back to it now. Fontaine on the back end, up to the top. Simon with a one-time shot. Nicely connected there, but Brooks, another good glove save.
Yeah, and so this was my point earlier. It is not an aggregate series. It is a best-of-3 series. No aggregate goals, no anything that carries over. It's just going to be a win for the Stampede. They will attempt to win the cup tomorrow, but the Swarm just simply have to win 2 games, and it's like being up 3-2 after 5 games. You got to win the last 2. That's how it is. A good shot there.
So it's like the Stanley Cup, but only 3 games.
Yes, exactly, and it's tied 2-2. We started game 5.
Yeah, essentially. And one of the teams is out to a pronounced game 5 lead. As Hay and McCallum have a little bit to say to each other after that stop from Gibson.
Yeah, McCallum actually got pushed into Andy Hay, and I think Andy Hay thought McCallum was coming after him, but it wasn't the case. I know the Stampede would love to get into a bit of that, but you can tell they're holding back, as they do in all their championships. They don't get too feisty until they really need to.
Yeah, you said it earlier,
or
Bryce.
they can.
Yeah, about the getting under the skin, and like when you're up by an 8 spot, it's quite easy to get under the skin of your opposition. It's Janssen trying to get something going for the Swarm now. McCollum back the other way to McIntosh. Colin McIntosh streaks in. He's by himself. Backhand. Saved by Gibson. Looking behind her. Makes a nice save as March just tries to fill in McCollum with a couple extra shots to the head.
Yeah, Swarm need to be careful. They don't want to lose any guys before tomorrow's game. They've still got potentially 2 games.
Yeah, but what he's taking exception to was the stick that ended up on the mask of Gibson here. So C-Mac, is it? Yeah, I didn't catch it right there, but it's
there's a little bit extra.
There's a little extra on that. Now we do have a timeout being called. Not sure exactly why.
I think the referees have called a timeout. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it, but they
for themselves,
that
or
often.
is that a team?
It looks like a Swarm 30-second time.
Yeah, this is a Swarm timeout.
I mean, again, you wonder if that was going to be called at some point. It is 3 minutes, 2 seconds left. They probably want to send a message to say, hey, guys, come on. Yeah, we need to be disciplined. Be good to get a goal. I mean, but don't force it. Play within yourselves. Be smart. And now just getting information from our producers that every single goal scored thus far in the game has been by a different SkyCity Stampede player.
Would you look at that?
If that's not team in action, I'm not entirely sure what is.
That is definitely team
That's
in action.
spreading it all the way around. What a statistic. You can have 8 different goal scorers in a final? That is impressive. Face-off win by the Stampede as McIntosh tried to poke his way through. And McRae has it. Strong on the puck, sends it right back down. McIntosh and Thuler. Probably see a lot of each other this weekend. And McIntosh just bumped off the puck a little bit, but holds it and goes out into neutral area. And the SkyCity Stampede break back in. Burns with a nice feather pass across, and McIntosh cut in nicely. Got a stick on that.
Yeah,
Gibson.
Burns got pummeled there by Sandoy after he made the pass as well.
So there's Reed Cole on the sideboards, sends it all the way up to Janssen, one on one, excuse me. And Brooks plays the puck. Maybe he's getting a bit cold back there and he wants to get on the action and decides to play the puck himself. SkyCity Stampede players, lots of smiles on their faces right now and just seem to be really enjoying themselves, playing full advantage of being in a final.
Don't get confused. Devlin smiles at every moment he can, and that's just
true.
Yeah, he'll smile at you after you hit him.
And that can be frustrating for your opposition.
Yes.
Definitely gets a smile when he gets his hair bleached as well, I would imagine.
He's sending a really high pass across. I'm not sure where he's going to go on that one. But we have a minute 25 left in this period, possibly the game, more likely the game.
So, guys, I'm going to take off for the interview here in a minute, but the question I have for the two of you is, the Swarm have to do something, right? What is it?
Score goals.
Well, that's
yeah,
one
okay,
thing.
that's the obvious
Now.
thing, but
Now, Bryce, if you were in that locker room, how would you tell them to score goals tomorrow? That'll be. I'll leave that for after the game here. But you guys,
you will mull that over, Matt, while
Yeah.
you're getting yourself sorted.
Yep.
So Nolan Ross, he sends that in right down towards Gibson. Calmly plays that to the side. March curls back, gives that over to Wimmer. Last minute of play in the game.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
March sends a Hail Mary pass all the way down. Doesn't hit anyone, but that's not icing. I'm not sure how that works. Okay. Now SkyCity Stampede. They send it down, and that's not an icing. So literally just 2 shots all the way down, and Wimmer throwing his man against the boards. That's Nolan Ross. Down to Soffer. Plays it to Connor Harrison in behind the net. March puts it off the boards. Last 30 seconds here in the game, Bryce.
Yeah, Stampede just winding down the time, staying in the O-zone, just throwing it anywhere really to try to keep the puck in there.
Wimmer stepped up and tried to make a hit on Mitchell Freer and lost his stick in contact. And Fontaine and looks like Davis Ross, and that is it. That is the final horn for period number 3 and game 1, Bryce, of this NZIHL BIRGEL Cup. SkyCity Stampede, a resounding win with 8 goals to the Swarm's none.
Yep, and the shots were 32 to 31 in favor of the Stampede. You'd think the Swarm would have at least got a couple. That is not the case here tonight. Stampede, very convincing win here tonight, Wani. What Matt just said earlier, it's a tough one. Like, they are getting goal scoring opportunities. So many shots are just going straight at the goalie. You got to make him lift that blocker up, lift that glove up. They're just going straight into his chest.
Or shoot for some rebounds and drive the net, get some rebound goals, like crash the net, take away the eyes. Like, again, maybe it's like we said about the inexperience, and that's really shown. They got to really keep things simple if they're going to want to have a chance to compete, because that does not look like they competed here tonight with that scoreline at all.
Nope, and too many turnovers in the neutral zone, which led to scoring opportunities for the Stampede. That's hurt the Swarm tonight. If they definitely got to tidy that up before tomorrow's game. But hey, that is one game done. there's still potentially 2 games to go, so if the Swarm can obviously regroup, put this one away, don't even think about it, just come back tomorrow thinking it's a whole fresh new series.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I guess they're going to have to do, but if you're the SkyCity Stampede, you're going to be like, well, we're going to finish this off tomorrow. Why not?
Yeah.
We have 2 opportunities to do so. Why don't we just use it on the first one? Close the door. Don't even let it open at all. So
Be back in time for work on Monday morning.
maybe so. So these guys, they are amateur players, and they're taking time off away from their workplaces, not only the work, but their own families. A lot of these people are full-time family men and women as well as full-time employees. So this is I almost want to say a part-time gig for them as the SkyCity Stampede win game number 1, 8-0. Aston Brooks picking up a shutout. Even
first
after
one
you
of
said
the
it.
season, Wani.
Was that his first one? And he gets it in the finals. What a way to get one.
Congratulations, Aston.
Yeah, congratulations to him and also to his SkyCity Stampede teammates who showed up in full force tonight, blocking an awful lot of shots, getting in lanes, and just really putting a clinic in. And it looks like we've got Matt Chavez, our roaming reporter, gets around, standing by with one of the Botany Swarm coaches. Over to you, Matt Chavez.
Head coach Kevin Simon, not the game you wanted. Let's just start with that, right? So let's forget about that for a minute. Tell me what you're going to tell the boys about tomorrow, and how do you change the tenor of this series?
The score starts 0-0 tomorrow, right? And they've got to win 2 games to win this championship. So we gotta pick up how we played in the second period of that game. We played really well, and so we've got to start strong. It all starts over tomorrow 0-0.
So we really noticed him from most of the second period. He played really strongly, and it felt like the Swarm team that you'd see most of the regular season. But strategically, do you see anything that you want to? I don't want you to give anything up for tomorrow, but are you looking to maybe stretch the ice a little bit more?
I think it's more about us playing our game and coming in with the right mental attitude and the focus that we need. It's not really anything in particular that we need to focus on, but how we approach the game, how we keep our composure. You know, the difference in that first period was an experienced Stampede team and a Swarm team that didn't have quite as much experience. So it's more about the game up in the head than.
Well, they've got experience now, don't they? Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Kevin Simon.
Yeah, Coach Simon there. I'm just acknowledging the inexperience his team has, Bryce, and the early jitters certainly on display as they took a bit of a walloping here tonight, 8-0. Yes, they gained some experience, but that's one they quickly want to reset and look forward to eliminating from their minds, as he referenced the mindset. That's really interesting when you go into a finals, how you play the game, and also, yeah. So we got the winning coach standing by with Matt Chavez from the SkyCity Stampede. That's Cam Freer. Over to you, Matt.
Stampede coach Cam Freer. Dismantling of who was the 1 seed going into this. Again, I just said with Kevin, we have to wipe this one away and go into tomorrow. When we talked at the semifinals, it was 0-0 as an attitude going into it. Does that kind of tomorrow, or do you change something?
No, exactly the same. We were 0-0 after that first period where we scored a few goals. That's our mindset. Every period we come back, we go through our systems, our processes, we don't worry too much. And from there, we just keep working away.
We also noted 8 different scorers for the 8 goals in a game, in a finals game. It's just incredible. What do you attribute the offensive dispersion between all of your players? Is it passing? Is it just a choice, or is it more of the lines are kind of spread out with the talent?
Yeah, I think for us it's a few things. We tried to spread out our offense a little bit and tried to change our lines up. But the biggest thing is defensively, that's the biggest thing for us. 8 goals, yeah, that's good. But for us, the 0 is the one that we're looking for in the finals.
Yeah, they started talking shutout with about 9 minutes to go, and everybody turned and looked at the, it's like, what are you doing? But the 0 was the most important stat tonight. Talked to Brooksy at all as far as how he was? I mean, the interesting thing was you were outshot tonight, right? Yeah. So how did he take that?
Well, Aston's been one of our best players all year. He's pulled us out of some games where we haven't really played as well as we could. In another game, lets us settle in. lets us get, some defensive plays in, and then from us, we know we're skilled enough to be able to score a lot of goals. If we can get the puck out of our zone quickly, the skill will take the rest of it for us.
Cam Freer, coach of the Stampede, winning 8-0 tonight. Try to win the BIRGEL Cup tomorrow.
Yeah, well said, and well done, Matt, for asking those questions and getting the input straight from the coach. And you heard it from him. They're not going to change much of anything. It was working, and it continued to work, and it seems like it's working a lot for them. Why would you change it?
Absolutely. You got to come with that exact same mindset tomorrow. And they're going out, like you said, every period, thinking it's 0-0, stick to your systems. And also, he's happy about the shutout for his goalie. He's not too fussed about how many goals they score, as long as they are scoring more than they're letting in. And when you do that, that's it. You're going to win championships.
That's it. And you hold the opposition to not getting any goals at all, and that's what he's taking away. He didn't acknowledge, or he probably will be very pleased, that 8 different players did get on the score sheet. That's phenomenal in the finals. That rarely happens. You often have a couple of guys get a couple of goals or hat tricks, etc. But 8 different scorers, that is an incredible achievement. And also to Aston earning a shutout, but that is the team that has earned that, and they're going into the next game up by 1. So we're going to be in for another contest tomorrow, same time,
same place.
Same place.
Should be a doozy. Should hopefully see a good rebound from the Swarm. They're obviously got nothing to lose now, so they're going to have to bring their A game.
Yep, so that mental reset that you talked about, that Coach Simon talked about for the Swarm, let's see if they can put that into practice and keep things simple. And we got game 2 tomorrow, 5 o'clock, NZIHL. This is streaming through YouTube on behalf of our production crew. I'm Ian Wanamaker alongside Matt Chavez, Bryce Rouse, Kaki Teano. Stay safe and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.